World Trade Organization is an intergovernmental organization which the objective is to help countries regarding export or import to another country. The agreement in the WTO is signed by the government but implemented and applied by the farmers, producers, and companies and the others. In WTO, there are FTA, which is free trade agreement, that are the component of WTO rules. Mostly, decision-making in WTO are difficult and it takes a lot of time because the members of WTO are too many. It is also difficult to get a consensus, but saying the flow of goods and service has increased. Many countries are afraid and didn't want to miss the chance, so that is why FTA are important. The need of market is getting faster and wider.
Hi, my name is Elise. I'm from Argentina. I work in non-governmental organizations. In Argentina, women often encounter economic discrimination and hold a disproportionately higher number of lower-paying jobs. Approximately 70% of women employed outside the home work in unskilled jobs. Although more women than men hold university degrees, we as women have not been invited as civil society to join these debates. We have been excluded and also expelled. We do not accept the political persecutions actions of the Argentinian government that veto the entry and participation of representative from organizations accredited for the official ministerial conference. Clearly, there are no grounds for these decisions that clearly represent an attack on democratic process that are already precarious, weak, and barely transparent. These actions are clearly meant to silence this criticism against the growth of the so-called globalizations of the corporate power.
Hello, my name is Ainayya and I'm a fresh graduate from Kazakhstan. I graduated from university around 3 months ago. I studied communication for 4 years. Now, not long after I graduated, I already have a good paying job that has correlation with what I studied in university. I think this is an impact of the world free trade. Free trade caused general reduction in trade costs and increased economic opportunities for women by increasing competition. Put simply, when facing global competition, employers cannot afford to discriminate against qualified women. In particular, I see that because of the free trade, women's employment here in Kazakhstan is growing strong.
I'm Caroline, a worker from Canada in garment and textile manufacturing. This exploitation has been well documented in the ever-expanding manufacturing sectors. Where women represent nothing more than a cheap form of labor for global corporations looking to expand their profits. Female workers make up most of these employed in the notoriously exploitative export sectors. particularly in garment and textile manufacturing. Most of these women lack basic employment security and experience widespread labor rights violence, working up to 16 hours a day and 7 days a week while not even earning a living wage.
Swastai. My name is Aurellia. As a female laborer working in Cambodia, I always feel that my working hours are longer than how they should be. As a female laborer who has signed a contract with the company, I also feel that I am treated indecently by the company. We have been undergoing a wage reduction due to the great numbers of foreign investors' interests in comparative strong points like cheaper prices. But at the same time, they kill, they abuse lots of women in Cambodia. And as a result, we, the Cambodian female laborers, are now dominating the huge percentage of laborers with weak physical and weak mental.
Hello, I'm Sabrina, as a researcher from Russia. In the current era of globalization, we know that the woman role should be included and have a big influence for the country. One of them is when facing of free trade as participation of World Trade Organization. In this time, I see that women participation in free trade is still rare. The involvement of women is considered quite important in improving economic countries. Currently, poverty and exploitation are becoming a central issues in the world. Poverty has pushed millions of women into work and exploitation. For the example, the women are leave their families to become a migrant worker who are vulnerable to violence. As a result, when many women become migrant workers, factory worker, and the role of women is house life and it's a bad. I mean the role of women is very potential and developing industry, technology, engineering and math. I'm sure that women can contribute their idea and make a better movement in giving to competitive human resources and give a good impact for our nation.
Trade agreements provide benefits to the people who have a capacity to capitalize on the new market opportunities, and of course the workers classified as highly skilled, but unfortunately, women are less likely to have a large amount of it. Women that in charge with a small scale, like subsistence farms, are unable to compete with another or huge agro-business monopolies. Moreover, the removal of tariffs that subsidize food can flood all over the local market and displace women's produce. And for the women, losing their land means they will migrate to dangerous special economic zone where labor exploitation and violence against women that has been well documented. Women's health also being threatened as well. The access to affordable medicines is also being limited. There is a restriction from government that they can produce another generic drugs or to import them from non-patent producers. And yeah, without this, the poor woman will not be able to take care of themselves and the families as well. And as I know, and I've heard before that according to the United Nations, that the poor world are women. Also, talking about labor, the investors are attracted with cheap labor. And as a woman who have a lot of percentage as a worker in export industries, they are more likely to experience the downwards of wage conditions and rights. For me, in the conclusion, maybe this agreement has to protect and take clear attention to women's needs and livelihoods, and of course, especially on their essential services and needs and medicines.
endorse the letter of solidarity in the face of representative from every woman in the earth.
We endorse the letter of solidarity in the face of representatives from every woman in the earth.
We endorse the letters of solidarity in the face of representatives from every woman in the earth.